is a tad unbelievable in my opinion. So this is a screenshot that I took, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours ago, directly from the October 15th post about Blue Marvel. And it's very explicit about the Red Stars. Race to Blue Marvel, earn Red Stars, while Blue Marvel's powers can singly alter a battle. Combine Blue Marvel's antimatter abilities with Red Stars to crush all those who stand in your way. Your first shot of Blue Marvel's Red Stars is in the Race to Blue Marvel event. And then this is the part that is very, very important. While this event will last through the end of the year, earning as many Red Stars as fast as possible will ensure you'll stay one step ahead of your competition. We'll have the full scoring details in an upcoming blog, so stay tuned. Just did a video with Johnny, the first person to get Blue Marvel. He finished the Blue Marvel event first, and he made a suggestion that they were going to fix the in-game, because if you go in-game and look at that event that's referenced there, the Race to Blue Marvel, it expires in 27 days. This is where you're going to get the Red Star. Soon as Johnny and I finished that video and it was published, word came in that Pathfinder said the following: can we please get a confirmed end date for the Red Stars with Blue Marvel? During the blog, it said the end of the year, implying December 31st. And what is in-game is correct. The blog has been updated to match what is correct. That blog came out on the 15th of October, 2 weeks ago. I brought it up Friday, and I said, this is what it said. And a lot of people, a lot of developers were in chat on Friday. There was a lot of time to correct this if it was wrong. Did the person that knew that it was going to be 27 days not read the blog post at all and see that the information was wrong? I don't know. Is this bait and switch? Did they change it at the last minute? I mean, I'm definitely in the camp of people that, well, there's a weird saying. It says never attribute malice when, incompetence is, which can be accounted for incompetence. I mean, a lot of people are going to go down the malice route. I don't remember the exact quote. Because, if it is incompetence, this only benefits them. So, the reason why this matters is that they did this with Odin and they did this with Professor X. There was a limited amount of time to get the Red Stars. If you finished the event in, I believe it was 60 days. I feel like they were both 60 days. Kind of why we thought the blog post, which came out on the 15th, to be correct, because it kind of lined up with the other ones. And so you kind of had to race if you wanted to get the Red Stars. And the further you get along, the more Red Stars you get. But this was for me, it was okay, I got to finish the event before the end so I can get the Red Stars, so I can get this going. Well, this changes a lot of things, right? Getting it in 27 days, 28 days is not to the year, which is closer to the 60-day timeline that we had before, and that we were expecting, that they told us about for 2 weeks and published information for 2 weeks and couldn't be bothered to read it and change it if it was wrong. I don't understand this. Okay, the quote is, never attribute to malice what can be adequately explained by stupidity. Yes. Either way, it's lose-lose, they look bad. This is outrageous. Probably just plain incompetence. False advertisement. I don't know. What I'm trying to say about this is I'm going to say that it's incompetence or stupidity, or lack of communication, something in the communication pipeline broke down and the procedures were wrong. I'm always going to kind of default to that because I don't know. But I just want to acknowledge that if you feel like it's malice and that this is absolutely wrong, I get you. I totally get, and I feel like that is a reasonable response as well. I haven't looked at Reddit yet, and I'm sure that they are upset. I also wanted to point out that there's another code, and I just wanted to also, this one's pretty good. Challenge Slayers. Someone in the last video said, I really wish that they didn't do it this way. Going to the website's a hassle. They've incentivized going to the website for a while. And I know they want us to play on the web. They want us to come on here to collect the dailies and all of that good stuff because they want to get us away from buying things on our phones because there's much higher charges when you do your in-app purchases through Google or iTunes. I mean, the numbers I hear are like 30%, as opposed to going to the website and doing it that way. Then they just have to pay, Exola some sort of payment processing fee. I can only guess what that is, but I'm sure it is much, much, much lower than 30%. So they've incentivized people to come here for a while, but I got to be frank with you. They used to give us a pretty good discount and bonuses if you did choose to buy on the website. That has kind of gone away. I feel like the milestone rewards for buying on the website, is not as good as it was. And I feel like they did give us a good reason to come to the website last week because there was enough to take one character to Purple ISO 5, which is what we're talking about for the Blue Marvel event. And now it feels like the way that they're getting us to come to the website is through these codes, and there's just codes constantly. And I don't think that's it's not a fun experience. I don't mind it that much on a computer, but when I was on vacation, I had to leave the game, go to a website, plug in the code. It's just not a very good experience. And even logging into the game takes a long time. I play some other mobile games that load up instantly. Marvel Strike Force does not. And leaving the game to do this and then coming back is just time consuming for nothing. All right, lastly, did a video with Johnny. I'm going to stick to these recommendations for now of who I'm going to be taking into the Blue Marvel trial. I'm liking this Old Man Logan, and it looks like people are able to get through the very last unrestricted node. A lot of the people that got it through quickly were using Professor X and Odin, which is not a bad option, but then that would require 17 characters, where going through it this way would be a total of 15 characters. I do also think that there's opportunity right here with Blastar to use Null. I saw some team comps there in the very last unrestricted node that were using Null, and I hear Null does very well. Now the city nodes, I think from what I'm hearing, has to be this. And then also the Brimstone part pretty much requires a 4-piece Brimstone to get the full value of the team's passive bonuses, because they require it. And Doctor Strange is not an option because he's not global. So that's what I'm going to do for now. This is the team that I'm going to currently suggest, and the teams and the characters that I currently suggest. I do feel like Blastar could be subbed out for something else. I also think that as time goes on, maybe Sentry will be an option for this slot right here. But for right now, I'm going to go Old Man Logan. Based on the information we have today, I'll keep you posted if anything changes. Bye for now.